All right, guys, I want to today talk about shields, and honestly, shields to me are kind of this gray area with the game because there's no actually unique. There's nothing that people are truly trying to roll towards when it comes to getting a unique shield that's very specific for certain type of characters. Shields often get overlooked in your development of a character that can use them, obviously. So your Craigs and your Ogmas and things of that nature. Shields are very important. They make up a considerable amount of the defensive statistics for your tanks. And so, guys, do not forget to prioritize your shield in the development. For all of these heroes, I think I would rather have a very, very strong shield for my tank than in a lot of cases even their unique weapon. Now, both Ogma and Craig's unique weapon are strong, but for every other tank in the game, I would probably take the shield. And with Craig, it could even, depending on how you're using him, it could be thrown that way as well. Ogma, not so much. That thing's kind of necessary. So, guys, with shields, in my opinion, there's one thing that's very, very important to notice as a distinction between good shields and shields you should avoid. So firstly, shields that you should avoid. I'm classifying this as if you are using a shielded character, they are likely and should be your fourth or third primary DPS option. And because of that scenario, you should not be going after shields that give you attack-based options. So the first one we're going to look at here is this Captain's Mirror Shield, which is an epic great thing, but as you can see, it takes away a considerable amount of what your damage reduction will be compared to other things to give you more skill damage and weapon skill regen speed. Now, I would much rather a lot of rare and legendary options to this epic shield, mainly because a lot of the statistics, guys, are packed into the weapon skill regen speed and the skill damage. Now, if you are piloting someone like Ogma, which I know a few of you are, this shield may be pretty good for you to get that skill damage up and to get that weapon skill regen constantly going. If you are actually piloting the character themselves, this isn't a bad shield option for you. But in general, you're going to find a lot of these shields actually have attack stats built into it. And those are the ones that I'm primarily sticking away from, guys. These attack stats that are thrown into these shields are not something I'm looking for. So in my opinion, when I'm looking at shields for my Craig, for my Ogma, I really am working towards this Minotaur Shield next. This Minotaur Shield has amazing top-end defense. It gives you HP and defense, and if you have it limit broken at limit break 5, you have this additional HP plus 5%. There are better actual base stats out there, but if you are working towards getting this at the limit break 5 for the plus 5%, this thing does massive work as a shield. Obviously, I don't have it, so I'm just looking at the statistics themselves, but that is what I'm saying. I think that Lion's Heart here, it gives, as you can see, really, really good flat defensive skills here. You get plus 5 HP at limit break 5, and then you have these sub options. And these sub options are good, but using all of your rolls on your shield is kind of defeating. You kind of want to be using those primarily on your DPS units to get more of those percentage stats out of them. Since you have such a high base attack on people like your Bari, you want to be rolling for those percentages, and those option changes are pretty rare, guys. So sub options, sometimes I just will throw one in the hopes that I don't really sacrifice too much at this percentages that are out here, guys. But you can see here, Lionheart Shield is a pretty solid option when it comes to PvE. The plus 2 shield increase on enemy kill is very, very strong in PvE content. It is really strong in Camo Zone, where they're throwing a ton of mobs at you. This is a really good shield for that. But it is still not a stat stick like your Minotaur or even your Ice Princess, like your Tanker Shield. Your Tanker Shield, guys, as you can see, it has slightly lower top-end defense since it is a... it says it's unique, but it isn't actually unique to a character, and it's not an epic. It gives you flat HP percent and the sub option of defense percent, guys. This Tanker Shield is easily acquirable throughout the game, and it is incredibly beefy for you, and it offers really good damage reduction, really good solid defense, and really good percentage gains. Tanker Shield and the Wyvern Shield, guys, those are the top end, in my opinion, for free-to-play options. I think the Minotaur Shield is at the top of that list, but it takes a very long time to get there. So on base, I think that the Wyvern Shield and the Tanker Shield are going to be your go-to options once you get them to maximize the output you can get. I would put the Wyvern Shield slightly behind the Tanker Shield, mainly because of these damage reduction statistics, but getting the flat plus 10 defense can be really strong. Some of your tanks prioritize health, some of them prioritize defense, so you need to understand your individual hero to understand which of these shields is better for them. I generally like with my Tanker Shield. As you can see, I don't have it at +5 yet, but I do just love its base statistics that it throws out there. Getting that HP percentage is really strong for your toughness, and then you're doing one roll into the defense sub option, really strong as well, guys. So in a nutshell, this is the shield guide. Like, don't forget that. Like, you have plenty of shields that you can ignore if they are not your primary DPS, and if you aren't manning them. If you are manning them, guys, you do want to be going for a lot of these epic options. They are the ones that give you the most attack output for your characters, whereas the uniques and below in your legendaries, they're the ones that are giving you more defensive statistics. There are a couple within these classes that are giving you attack stats in the uniques, but it's generally your epic shields that are giving you these attack stats. Attack is very at the bottom of my ideal tank. I want my Craig to be as beefy as possible. I want my Agma to be as beefy as possible. And then the next tank that you think of in the game is Marina, and she can't even use a shield, guys. So be careful not to be baited by rarity when it comes to shields. Be sure you're looking at the defensive output that it gives you. In very niche situations, should you even consider getting these attacks in. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Shields are fairly straightforward, but I just wanted to put this out there that there are a few things to think about when it comes to shields, and you need to be paying attention. Take care, guys.